Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Whether you're tuning in, listening on iTunes, on Spotify, on Google Play, watching across any of our socials on YouTube, in our $1 Million Referral Network free Facebook group, welcome. Great to be with you. Really simple one today. Mastering the monotonous. It's actually the real problem that we have. It's not that you can't get referrals. It's not that you can't grow your business. It's not that you need the next shiny thing, the next script, the next stepping stone, the next funnel, the next whatever. It's simply that we are not good at being bored. I'm going to get into that real soon. Hey, if you're not part of our $1 Million Referral Network, our free Facebook group, make sure you come over, hang out with other great service providers. It's in the show notes, or just search the $1 Million Referral Network on Facebook. Click on the link below and come hang out with our networks. If you're not part of our, what would you call it, our podcast family, make sure you subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, whether that be on Apple, whether that be on Android, whether that be even just through Podbean, our own platform, or whether you're across any of our socials. Really simple. We'd love other service providers getting to be able to grow their business, being able to become more remarkable, more profitable, more impactful. So if you enjoy listening to this, make sure you share it. That's the best way. We don't advertise. We don't want to advertise. We just want great people like you who are already listeners to be able to share this to other great people that you know. So let's get into today. This is a real interesting one. And sometimes it takes being really bored to actually realize you need to be really bored. So what do I actually mean? So I've been out running a fair bit, and usually I don't stop running because I am tired or my legs are sore. I stop running simply because I'm bored. I've had enough. It's just like pavement after pavement or treadmill after treadmill. And it's like, okay, I've had enough now. And that actually is the problem. It's the problem across our business. It's a problem with everything that we do, in that we live in this world of instant gratification. We want things yesterday. We're impatient. I hear it all the time from my little one, Soph. I'm bored. And I don't actually pick it up until now that I think about it properly to go, well, that's fine. How are you going to entertain yourself? It's not go play the iPad. It's not go watch TV. It's not go jump on social media. Be bored. Because when we're bored, that's when we also create the best ideas. That's when our mind gets the chance to be free and to become more creative. That's when you can actually start thinking about how to be more remarkable or more profitable or more impactful. I always say that I get so much done when I'm on flights. That's why I love just going on a flight, because you have to sit there. You can't move. You can't do anything. The flight's going to take 13 hours to LA. 90 minutes to Brisbane or Melbourne, 6 hours to Perth. You don't have a choice. So therefore, your mind finds ways to come up with new ideas. The last trip to Melbourne, I had like 11 pages of notes done on my phone of different thoughts, of different ways we could improve things, of little things that we could change, of little tweaks. But in our day-to-day life, that doesn't normally happen. Because we're used to our routine, we're used to the same environment. We're always trying to find something to be able to do. Like, it's funny how people, when you say to people, how are you going? Oh, I'm so busy. As if it's a badge of honor to be busy. Well, what it's actually doing is it's stopping us from being able to be better. You've actually got to take time to be able to sit there and do nothing, to have no device on, to have no technology taking place, and actually just be able to sit and do nothing. I remember hearing this story, and it was a guy who went into this competition. The competition was to be able to sit on a Ferris wheel for 10 days straight. So from 8 a.m. through to midnight on the Ferris wheel. You sleep from midnight to 8 a.m. You got 2 10-minute breaks during the day for bathroom and food. Otherwise, you were just on the Ferris wheel, non-stop. You had no device, you had nothing. Imagine what that does in terms of callousing your mind of being uncomfortable, being bored, and having to just think of different things. Think of the ideas that you could come up with. Now, I'm not suggesting go sit on a Ferris wheel for 10 days, but what I'm saying is if you want to create new ideas, if you want to go, okay, how do I get new referral partners? How do I improve my relationship with my referral partners? How do I become more remarkable to my clients? How do I improve my structures, my systems? How do I become more profitable? How can I actually attract more warm, qualified leads? Well, you're not going to be able to do any of that when you're in the day-to-day hustle and bustle of your business. You actually need to take time and go somewhere else and sit, not without any device, not with looking things up, and just sit and to let your mind start to wander and let your mind actually start to come up with different thoughts and different ideas. See, the big thing is we just don't appreciate boredom. We're in this society where it's like, let's get here, let's get there. You're getting pulled in every single direction. You're a million miles an hour. Now, I hear all the time people talk about the benefits of meditation. And I'm not going to head down that path, but it makes sense to just be able to be present and slow down your mind and not have a device on or not having to be looking things up and actually giving yourself an opportunity to go, how can I improve that? How can I do better at that? Because this then leads on to the next big thing, patience. We give up way too easily. I hear people all the time, oh, I sent out 6 messages and I didn't get any responses. Oh, great. So what are you going to do next? Just give up? Just stop? Or might you send another 6 or maybe another 6? There's one thing I probably really admire about great, like when I talk about great, like really great cold calling, door knocking people. Sure, they know it's a numbers game, but they'll go knock on 10,000 doors before they're even willing to look at how many people opened the door and were willing to talk to me. They weren't willing to knock on just 10 doors or 100 doors or even 1,000 doors. They were willing to knock on millions of doors. Now, that's a completely different way of thinking to how most of us think. And it all comes back to this one thing of mastering the monotonous. We don't have to be entertained every single minute of the day. We don't need the next shiny thing as soon as the last shiny thing didn't work. We don't need the next program, the next system, the next funnel, the next webinar, the next piece of knowledge. We actually just need to understand doing the monotonous activities every single day is what works. And sure, it's boring. And that's why you give up. And that's why you stop. And that's why as entrepreneurs, because we love being creative, we go, oh, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something more. There's got to be something better. And maybe there's just not. And we've got to be okay with just not. See, I talk to our guys in Partnership Club all the time that nothing great happens without a conversation. You can't create referral partners without a conversation. You can't create mass exposure without a conversation. You can't create prospects, clients, get clients to become walking, talking, ranting, raving billboards for you without conversations. You can't turn prospects into clients without conversations. You can't be front of mind of your network without conversations. But creating conversations is a boring activity when you do it every single day for years on years on years on years. And that's why most people can't even do it for a week straight. Like, to think, if you just blocked out 30 minutes every single day to get into conversations with people who are around you on your networks, how many new opportunities you would create. Most people are excited to be able to do it on day 1. They make themselves do it on day 2 and 3. Day 4, something else pops up. I forgot about it. didn't do it. And now it's not a routine or a habit anymore. See, mastering the monotonous. How many times do people set a New Year's resolution and by the time the 5th or the 6th or the 7th of January comes, it's already gone? Don't even worry about them being able to do it for the whole month of January. It's already gone. So why? Why is it? Now, it's more than just simply being able to put up with doing the same things over and over and over again, which is boring, and we don't like things that are boring. But it also comes down to how great do you want to be at doing the uncomfortable and callousing your mind? So there's a thing I'm going to speak about this week to our tribe. There's no secret to growing a business. It's not about having the best webinar. It's not about having the best lead magnet. It's not about having the best quiz. It's not about spending the most money on Facebook ads. It's simply being able to do the right activities, and the right activities ain't hard to find. You got this wonderful thing called Google and YouTube. It's about doing simple activities every single day, whether you feel like it or not, and not making excuses that, oh, I don't have time, or I ran out of time, or this thing happened. If it's a priority, then you get it done. And that's it. There's no, oh, well, I'll see. I wrote something yesterday. I just finished a 15K run after a big sort of 77-kilometer weekend. And it felt great. But I was listening to James Lawrence, known as the Iron Cowboy, who did 50 triathlons. So that's swim 3.8 kilometers, cycle 180 kilometers, run 42 kilometers every day for 50 days straight in 50 different states. So you had to travel in between. Now think about the mind power that would have to be in control. Yet for a lot, just going to the gym 7 days in a row. Don't worry about how hard you're working out. Just going, a lot can't do. Going for a walk every single day, a lot can't do. Drinking a certain amount of water every single day, a lot can't do. Going without whatever your favorite thing is for a week, most can't do. So all of this ties back into when you can do things that you can commit to, you're going to be able to do that in your personal world and your business world. And that's what allows you to have a successful business. So if I go to you right now, you're listening, you're going, hey, I'd love to be able to grow my business. I'd love to be able to get more referrals. How many referral partners do you have? And if it's under 400, why? So many people, I spoke to 10 people. Okay, good, speak to another 10. Then speak to another 10. Then speak to another 10. And then another 10. And do that every single day for 365 days straight. And I could already feel inside, oh, that's a lot of effort. Oh, that feels like hard work. Well, do you want the result or not? And most people are quite happy at that point in time to go, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll find another way. I'll find an easier way. And that's what it comes down to. We look for easy ways. So how about right now in this Master Your Monotonous theme that we've got? Stop looking for easy ways. Stop trying to find ways that you go, oh, that's hard work. And if I had to do that every single day, I know I'm going to get the result, but there's got to be an easier way to be able to do that. Because guess what? There's not. When you look at every single person that you probably idol and you go, I wish I had that sort of business. I wish I could do that. I wish I could see that, be that sort of person. They weren't like that from day 0 to now. When you look at everything they've probably gone through and how many times they've failed and how many times they've got themselves back up and how many times they did things that they didn't want to do and how many things they missed out on. And they made a choice not to go down that particular path or not to go on that holiday or not to go to that party or not to do that particular thing because they knew that what they were most passionate about was more important. That's mastering the monotonous. That's callousing your mind. That's doing things that are uncomfortable because the end result that you want is just so much more important. So here's a bit of a challenge to you. What are you going to commit to for you? Whether it be personally, whether it be in the business, doesn't matter. But what are you going to commit to? And no matter what, you're not going to give up on it. I want you to reach out. Tell me when you've done it. Reach out if you need support along the way, just as someone you can say, hey, I've done today. And then you reach out the next day, hey, I've done today. Because before you know it, what actually really happens and why great business people are great business people is because they believe in themselves. Their self-confidence, their air of good arrogance, their swagger is through the roof. And that comes simply because they do things that show that they can win every single day. It comes down to winning your day. You win 4 days out of 7, you've won your week. You win 2.5 weeks of the month, you've won your month. It's not hard. There are little activities for you to win your day. As always, make sure you subscribe on iTunes, on Apple Play, on Google Play, on Spotify, on Podbean, across our YouTube, our social media channels. Make sure you jump into our $1 Million Referral Network, our free Facebook group. And if you want to see how good you are at human marketing, take the quiz. The link is in the show notes, michaelgriffiths.com.au/quiz. How good are you at growing your business through human marketing, through referrals, through your networks, through partnerships? Till next time, look forward to speaking to you next week. Master the monotonous. Take care all. Speak to you soon.